Well, welcome back to GN Sports, brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Chris Bowden, Josh Friedman with here on this Friday evening. We've gone from local and national media speculation about the immediate future of Matt Eberflus and the long-term capabilities of Justin Fields to a team, its fan base, the city finally remembering what it's like to win a football game and liking it. For a day at least, the barking was quieted, the bites were saved for something a little more savory. And since it was a Thursday night game this week, our usual Wednesday visit with Chicago Tribune Bears beat writer Dan Weeder is pushed to tonight, following a whirlwind Sunday to Thursday that brought a long-awaited sigh of relief and a swing of the emotional pendulum. If anything, to begin tonight's Gimme 5, we saw resilience and now maybe some optimism after ending their franchise record losing streak.
Yeah, no question. And Thursday night in Washington, it was just long overdue. And you kind of felt that weight come off of them, with them able to finish a game, get on the victorious side for once, and really feel that unity pay off. Justin Fields said it best after the game, that it's nice to have the reward of seeing that the hard work and the resilience does pay off. Now look, this league, as you know, is all about consistency. So now you have to stack some of these performances together so that this isn't just a one-off, that some of the progress that seems to be apparent on both sides of the ball can carry you forward into some games coming forward that you should have a shot at.
Yeah, with the Vikings, the Raiders, a couple of 1-3 teams right now coming in, there certainly is that opportunity. But first things first, the DJ Moore game. How much is of that as an indictment about not going to him even more in the first 3 games when we were all scratching our heads what was going on with the offense?
Yeah, well, it's a combination of things because those first few weeks, defenses did more to take DJ away. I don't know what the Commanders were doing on Thursday night in giving him so much single coverage. Even Justin said after the game that he was surprised by how often DJ was alone. And you get a single high safety look and you've got your favorite receiver over there and you say, let's throw it to him. Let him make a play. It happens on the very first drive. You get 58 yards on the first third down of the game. Then you get another third down touchdown to put the ball in the end zone. And it was off to the races. And DJ's production just kept going up and up and up and up. And then obviously he seals it with a very basic hitch route on the sideline, turns it into a 56-yard touchdown, and that's where you see the addition of a big play firecracker really pay off because it took Justin's passing production through the roof. 230 of his 282 passing yards were to DJ Moore.
Yeah, and the next 12 opponents, like the rest of the country, took note of that there last night. So what do you take of what Justin Fields has been able to do here these last couple of weeks with the numbers that he has been able to put up? There has been some inconsistency within those games, too, and not all of that is in his control with injuries and whatnot. But what do you take away from these last 6 days?
Well, look, the confidence boost of actually getting a win is a huge thing for a quarterback who's been under a lot of pressure and under a lot of scrutiny through the first month plus of the season. I think what you're seeing is a quarterback who's getting more comfortable in game as well. And the Bears have made some tweaks to their offense, and they're doing some things to move the pocket, to change some of the things that they do in the passing game, to establish the running game. And now all of a sudden, you've got an offense that has, they couldn't get to 21 points in a game for forever. And now they're getting to 21 at halftime, and it was 27 on Thursday night. And you're just seeing this explosiveness in terms of the production and the scoring that makes everyone believe, okay, that this is legitimate progress that can be built on.
And there were those moments last night. It was almost like, uh-oh, here we go again when Washington was making their push. The secondary is all taped up. You have to give credit to those guys as well. But I'm sure combined with the win, but the way they were also winning after what they went through 5 days previous is a shot in the arm, too.
No question. When secondary is taped up and then the running back room, you almost had to go get Tony Medlin, the equipment manager, to give you some carries late in the game because they were out of bodies almost. Kari Blasingame, the fullback, closed it out. But you're looking at a team here that has talked a lot about learning to finish and understanding what it takes to finish games that you should win. To get one in that right column is it's a big energy boost, it's a big confidence boost, and it's not a small deal that now they have a long week, to use some of that ability to take those feelings that they experienced Thursday in Washington and carry them on for a long week where it creates some psychological fuel that helps you in your preparation for your next game, which is a division game. Bears haven't won a division game in a long time either.
As we wait to see whether Matt will add anybody to his staff, did you see him be more aggressive defensively last night?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there were moments, particularly as you mentioned, when the game was starting to get a little bit shaky in the second half, where they were trying to manufacture pressure and sending blitzes, and it didn't matter who had come off the bench how many plays ago in the defensive backfield. Guys were blitzing, guys were rushing, and they were able to get some heat on Sam Howell. 5 sacks and 2 takeaways. That's a big departure from the first 4 games when they had 2 sacks and 2 takeaways total. So that's the type of production you want to see defensively going forward as much as possible, because that consistency is going to be key to keeping that defense humming.
All right, in conclusion, what's your favorite memory of the Chase Claypool era here?
Probably the departure. I mean, it's honestly, it's a sad deal that a guy you traded the number 32 overall pick for couldn't even make it a full year in your program. It's the second time Chase Claypool has been traded on his rookie contract. Good luck to the Miami Dolphins. Obviously, it didn't work here, but in the 2 games that Chase Claypool has missed, the Bears offense has suddenly been very, very productive. I'm not sure that's entirely coincidental. Sometimes there is addition by subtraction in this league, and this appears to be one of those examples.
And how curious are you to see how he is in that offense down there? Mike McDaniel said, we know what this guy's past is, even though it's only a 3-year past, but getting another opportunity here, because Chase, unfortunately, he didn't treat it like it here. He knows what he's up against for that next contract and his longevity in the league, too.
Well, right. It's a contract year, and we saw last year how difficult it was to learn an offense on the fly mid-season. I think that's going to be a great challenge for him in Miami, given the pressure he's probably feeling to get that next deal, and also understanding that it's just not easy to go in, particularly a Mike McDaniel-led offense that has a lot of motion shifts and other complications to it. It's going to be difficult for him to learn and pick up on the fly. I'm not holding my breath that it's going to be a massive contract when he signs somewhere else next year.